Writer. PH.
You know what? I won't keep you guys waiting any longer. Let's keep the ball rolling and start with this ginhawang Generika press con. With us on screen today, again, is the president and CEO of Generika Drugstore, Attorney Yet Abarca, and the newest brand ambassador of Generika Drugstore, Miss Dimples Romana. All right, everybody. Let's start with our first question from the media coming from Mr. Alan Sancon of Stars Photog. Sir Alan, hi. Let's check. Sir Alan Sancon of Stars Photog. All right. Is Sir Alan here with us? Let's check with the team. Okay, I think Sir Alan is just trying to connect. Next up is we have here from joebonsol.net, Miss Josephine Bonsol. Miss Josephine, hi, she's here.
Miss Jo! How are you?
Congratulations, Miss Dimple. Attorney Yet.
Thank you.
Attorney, Attorney Yet, what are the plus services of Generika that provides ginhawa for the customers?
Thank you, Jo, for that's the best opportunity you've given me to just shout out our plus services at Generika. Well, we first of all, our base service is of course providing dekalidad at abot kayang gamot. But on top of this, again, to provide relief to our customers, they can actually avail of consultation services with our partner doctors. We schedule that in our stores, so they just have to look for that in our social media sites. We also provide scheduled basic diagnostic services with our partner mobile laboratory providers. We also do free BP testing at our stores. They can just go to our stores. Our frontliners would be so happy to get their blood pressure. They can also provide them affordable sugar level testing. So a lot of services that we provide at our stores through our partner doctors and mobile lab services providers. And of course, the care that our frontliners provide when we do business with them, Joe. I think you're on mute, Joe.
Ang next question ko po, attorney, bukod sa maganda naman na talaga namang maginhawa ang mukha ni Ma'am Dimples, bakit po si Dimples ang ating napiling celebrity ambassador?
Nakita ng mga empleyado natin kanina, Joe, na yung decision nila, because that was a decision of our people. It was not just my decision, it was a decision. We did a survey among our people, we did a survey among our store personnel, and the biggest winner by far was Dimples. And why Dimples? I think it's obvious to everyone. Dimples best represents the heart of our customers. We can see that she's very successful in her career. But she knows why she's working so hard. We can see her care for her family, the drive to be successful because she wants to provide for her family, to be there for her family, to be a great mom to her kids. So that's an alignment with what we also value here at Generika. So no contest, it was Dimples for us.
Thank you, Attorney Yen. Miss Dimples naman, it's been a long time. Congratulations, Miss
Thank you,
Dimples.
Mami Jo.
Yes. Para sa iyo, what is ginhawa?
Well, ginhawa for me is being able to somehow give relief, no? Yan kasi yan in English somehow, no? Na parang napapagaan ang buhay natin, di ba? And alam naman natin na it's been tough for all of us. Walang pinili ang pandemyang ito eh. Itong pandemyang ito, ano man ang estado mo sa buhay, wala siyang pinili. Lahat tayo dinapuan ng sakit, COVID man o hindi. In fact, meron tayong thinking na because it was the pandemic, it was just COVID that was affecting our families. No, hindi tumigil yung ibang mga sakit. And you know, para sa akin, yung ginhawa o ginhawang Generika is really being able to give the Filipino families a holistic kind of drugstore experience that when you go to Generika, alam mo lang na mapapagaan yung loob mo, magiginhawaan ka. Di ba, Mami Jo, ang ganda-ganda nung salitang ginhawa. Sa totoo, I was just telling my Generican family kanina na sabi ko, ang sarap pakinggan nung salitang ginhawa, no? Like when you say it, no, it means something deeper more than just, you know, parang somehow pinagaan lang. No, it's not that. It's really more parang tuloy-tuloy na pag-aaruga at pag-aalaga sa'yo ng Generica. It is something na is very telling of the brand's message, which is to be there for the Filipino families, na paginhawain ang buhay nila. Mula nanay, tatay, lolo, lola, lahat tayo nagkakasakit eh. Pero ang maganda sa Generica, they're looking out for us, for our families. And di ba kadalasan sa mga breadwinners, kagaya ko po, ako naman hindi na bago sa inyo. I've been a breadwinner since I was 12 years old. And even until I got married and had children, I am still able to somehow want to be helping out my own family as well. And lahat tayong mga Pinoy ganun eh. Pero who's looking out for those who are looking out for their families? Sinong nag-aalaga sa mga taong nag-aalaga sa mga pamilya natin, di ba? And ako, pag naiisip ko yung ginhawang Generika, naisip ko, ay, para sa akin to, para sa pamilya ko. Ganun yung pakiramdam ng ginhawang Generika para sa akin.
My last question is, Miss Dimples, kasi Generika. Ako, parati ko naiisip, pag Generika, ano nga yung generic name? Anong generic name nga ba ang memorize mo hanggang ngayon?
Naku, ako, sa totoo lang ang maganda kasi sa Generica, halos lahat naman, tama ba ako, Attorney Yet? We have
Yes.
that, no?
Yes, Dimples.
And the thing with me is that, ako you don't have to know it by heart. That is the reason why Generica is there for us. Katulad kung normal na Pilipino, hindi ko naman mamememorize ang mga generic name ng mga gamot. Kaya nga tayo may pinupuntahang Generica eh, para masabi sa atin kung anong eksaktong gamot na may generic name ang kakailanganin natin para sa nararamdaman natin. So para sa akin, sa bawat normal na Pilipino, pamilyang Pilipino, hindi mo kinakailangang malaman ang generic name ng isang gamot pag pumunta ka ng Generica para malaman kung anong kailangan mo para sa sakit mo. Kasi may rason kung bakit tayo pupunta ng Generica. You don't have to know the generic names of the medicines that you will need. You just have to have your doctor, which by the way, meron din tayo sa Generica, natuturuan tayo ng mga bagay na hindi natin alam. Di ba, Mami Jo? Kasi alam mo, gusto ko sana sabihin sa'yo mga generic names alam ko, pero hindi. Pag pumupunta ako ng drugstore, iniisip ko, dahil Generica to, tuturuan nila ako, ano ba ang para sa ganitong klase ng sakit? Tama ba ako, Attorney Yat?
Tamang-tama, Dimples.
Ayun, o di ba? Convenience, totoong ginhawa. Maraming salamat.
Thank you, Mami Jo.
Dimples and Attorney Yet. Congratulations po.
Thank you, Miss Jo.
Maraming salamat. Again, that was Mr. Alan Sancon from Stars Photog. Sir Alan!
Kuya Alan!
Hi, Dimples.
Mabuti, nakakamiss naman.
Oo nga, grabe. Bagay na bagay sa itong endorsement.
Salamat,
Ay, isang mabuting ina. Diba?
Thank you, Kuya Alan.
So, bago yung question ko sa'yo, tanong ko muna kay attorney yung isang question. Kasi marami na curious, no? Parang what is ginhawang Generika para sa lahat, attorney? Para alam lang rin po ng mga manonood, mga followers, ng Dimples.
Salamat, Alan. No? Yung ginhawang Generika, we believe here at Generica that it encapsulates the reason for our being. It communicates our commitment, and it highlights the many ways we are providing and delivering on that commitment. And our commitment is to provide the care and relief that our kababayans and their families deserve whenever they access our stores in the communities we serve. So when you say ginhawa, no, that's what we aspire for, to provide relief, to provide peace of mind, to provide security, to provide ease. Kasi alam nyo naman, with sickness, with an illness in the family, with health issues in the family, worries, challenges, financial constraints, kasama yan. No? So at Generika, we aspire to provide relief, no? Konting relief against those worries, no, that our customers would have. Kaya nga sila pupunta sa butika, no? And with our plus services, ginhawa ang dulot namin, no? That's what we commit to, and that's what we aspire to do every day in our stores, Alan. And it's para sa lahat, for two things, no? One is we are physically accessible. We have over 700 stores nationwide, and we are abot kaya sa bulsa. No, we provide a wide range of generic counterparts to the leading brands, and with this generic equivalent, we can provide up to as much as 85% savings versus the leading brand. So malaking ginhawa sa bulsa. So that's why it's para sa lahat. Salamat, Alan.
Thank you, Attorney. It was nice to hear that message. No, kailangan ng mga tao yan during this pandemic. Medyo bumabangon na po tayo. Thank you, Attorney. Yung next question to my friend, and Dimples. Hi, Dimples.
Hi, Kuya Alan!
Yeah. Sa nakakatuwa lang, no, parang alam ko ikaw yung isang artista na hindi ka tatanggap ng endorsement kapag hindi ka naniniwala sa produkto. So, yun nga, kumbaga, related sa tinanong ni medyo kanina, what made you decide to accept this? At ano yung halagang, gano'ng ka-importante sa iyo yung ganitong klaseng endorsement, lalo na yung ganitong kailangan Pilipino.
Kuya Alan, una salamat for being here. Alam ko yung struggle pag nasa labas ka, minsan yung internet talaga eh. Pero natutuwa ako that we always find time to see each other kahit ganito lang, di ba? Tama ka doon, Kuya Alan. I think we have been together in so many of my other endorsement brand launches that you would know I am not the type who would say yes to an endorsement unless I believe and share the message of the brand. Kasi yung mga nagpo-follow sa akin at mga taong sumusuporta sa akin, sinusuportahan na nila ako mula nung 12 pa lang ako. At gusto ko, alam nila na importante sa akin kung ano yung mensaheng inilalabas ko palagi. Ang mensahe naman ng mga ginagawa natin, mapatrabaho man o pamilya, no, ay nakikita sa maraming taon, no, na ginugugol natin sa ating pamilya, sa ating mga trabaho. And that's why I'm also very, very careful with the messages and the brands that I work with. Kasi gusto ko malinaw sa kanila na yung mga mensaheng inilalabas ko kasama ng mga brand families ko ay mga bagay na talagang tunay pinaniniwalaan ko. And imagine mo, Kuya Alan, what a big blessing. Manganganak na ako in 3 weeks, no? Hindi kasi kita sa Zoom eh. Gusto niyo ba? Papakita ko, ayan. O, di ba? Laki ni Baby Ilyo. So, ang pagpasok ng aking Generika family, saktong-sakto naman. Kasi parang I've been meaning to share the message na may mga bagay na tunay makakapagpaginhawa sa buhay natin. Kasi napansin ko lang, halos lahat ng mga napapakinggan ko or nakikita kong mensahe sa mga comments sa YouTube ko, sa Instagram, Twitter, Facebook man yan, no, nakikita ko na talaga namang medyo may struggle sa atin ngayong mga panahong ito. Alam ko tayo mga Pilipino, nakakangiti tayo kahit gaano kabigat ang problema, di ba? Pero, hindi naman makakapanakit din na tunay tayong makakaramdam ng pag-asa at ginhawa. Because ako, naniniwala ako, bawat isang Filipino family, every single part or member of the Filipino family deserves ginhawa. hindi siya pinipili eh. Kaya nga pag sinasabi ni Attorney Yet at ng aking mga ka-Generican family na ginhawang generika para sa lahat, napaka-importante nun. Kasi that means wala siyang pinipili. Hindi siya namimili ng bibigyan ng serbisyo niya. Kahit sinong pumasok, may alam ka man sa gamot o hindi, mapanatatakot ka man or matapang ka, breadwinner ka man, o ikaw yung pinoprovidean at ayaw mo kahit papano, syempre pag hindi ikaw yung breadwinner, gusto mo, nakakapagpaginhawa ka rin nung buhay nung nagpo-provide para sa'yo. So mamimili ka ng mga taong maa-associate ka at makakasama mo sa buhay na to. And I'm just very, very happy. And it was such an easy yes for me to say yes to my Generika family, only because we share the same purpose. We share the same message when it comes to family, when it comes to providing for the family, when it comes to budgeting. Kasi umamin tayo, sa budget yan eh, di ba? Diyan tayo nagkakandala-talo talaga eh. Minsan, kahit na alam mo naman, okay, afford mo naman itong bilhin, pero kung may alternative naman na pwedeng kahit papano ay mas-stretch mo yung budget mo, di ba? Bakit ka naman hihindi doon? At kahit sino ka pa, kahit malaki pa kinikita mo or sakto or maliit man, lahat tayo naghahanap ng bagay na makakapagpa-stretch ng hard-earned money natin. And I feel like with ginhawang generika para sa lahat, we're doing that for them. And not only that, ramdam mo lang yung pag-aalaga, Kuya Alan, sabi ko sa'yo, bago pa lang ako sa generika family ko, pero kung ganitong klase ng pag-aalaga, ang glimpse, kumbaga, na ipapakita na yung klase ng pag-aalaga. Hindi lang sa akin kasi nandito ako ngayon, nakikita ko pati sa employees. Alam mo ba, umihi ako bago yung ginawa tong Zoom na to. Umihi ako, tapos na yung picture taking, nakapag-picture taking na kami, may nakaalat na, no? Pero yung mga bossing namin kanina sa labas, paglabas ko ng CR, gusto magpa-picture ng aming mga Generican kuyas and ates, mga security guards, ng ating mga janitors, pinatigil pa nila ako, Dimps, okay lang ba mag-picture mga ate kuya natin sa admin sila? Kung ang bossing ng isang kumpanya ay ganyan, trumato ng kanilang mga kasama, walang pinipili, imagine the kind of care. Imagine the kind of ginhawa that they are willing to do mula sa pinakamataas hanggang sa ating mga ate kuya sa kumpanyang ito. That just tells me something. Hindi ako nagkamali sa pag-oo sa aking Generika family kasi ganitong klase din ng pag-aalaga at ginhawang ibibigay nila sa bawat Pilipinong papasok sa Generika drugstore. I feel very, very overwhelmed and blessed at the moment because just seeing them, you know, how they treat the people around them like family, just is very telling of the kind of treatment you will get once you enter the Generika drugstore.
Grabe. You deserve naman that endorsement. Kasi
Thank you, Kuya.
napakamabuti ng tao. At hindi kayo nagkamaling piliin si Dimples Attorney dahil talagang she deserve yung ganyang klaseng being an endorser ng Generika. Thank you po and congratulations.
Thank you.
Ayan, tama nga naman na ang kaya at dekalidad ang ginhawang generika. Ayan, that was our question from Sir Alan Santon of Stars Photog. Moving on to our next media. Hello to Kate Adahar of Random Republica. Hi, Kate!
Yung makikita kasi natin sobrang busy mo ngayon, kahit itong pwede kang manganak anytime, may endorsement pa rin. How does it feel na minention kanina na you're the people's choice? And parang, I think it's safe to say you're at the peak of your career. Ano yung reaction mo dyan?
Nantigit nakakaiyak. Kasi, kilala mo naman na ako bago pa ang lahat ng ito. Tayo naman ay laging nakikita. And siguro parang for somebody who knows my journey, you would know the many sacrifices and many roadblocks and many hindrances that came my way before we even came to this point. But I'm so glad because somehow every time I look at my journey, I feel like I can proudly say to my children that you should never have a faint heart, that you should always have faith in what you can offer and what you can do as a unique person. Kasi hindi naman tayo lahat pare-pareho. We also don't share the same, dreams in life. It may be bigger, yours may be bigger than mine. And siguro parang Sabi ko nga kay Kuya Alan sa harap ko. Kuya Alan po is my handler from Star Magic. Sabi ko, Kuya, grabe. Parang hindi ko naramdaman yung pagbubuntis ko. Kasi hanggang ngayon, nagtatrabaho pa rin ako. And you know, for good reason. Like, it is something that I truly, truly believe in. And kagaya nung sinabi ko kanina at Kate, alam mo naman din ako, parang gusto ko rin kasi yung ginagawa ko will mean something to somebody. And it doesn't even matter how many people it will, affect. As long as it will affect one life, I'm already okay with that. And imagine to affect so many more with over 700 drugstores of Generika nationwide, di ba? Mas malaki pa yung impact. Kaya ang sarap talaga sa pakiramdam. In fact, today, I feel like it's one of my biggest day. In fact, I put a status on my Facebook kanina. Sabi ko, today is the big day. Akala nila makanganak na ako today. Hindi nila alam, ipapanganak ako as Generican today. Kasi sabi ko, today is a big day. Everybody's asking like, are you giving birth today? And I said, no. Sabi ko, it's just so big of an impact for me. And to hear that it came from the people, that it was the people who chose me. Grabe ka humbling yan, Ate Kate. Lang, hindi mo naman din kasi mapipilit ang mga tao kung hindi ka rin naman nila magugustuhan sa totoo. And hindi ko rin kasi ugali to change who I am. No, to wanna be admired by people, it's not my thing. Parang galing naman din ako dun sa very, very humble beginnings naman. Hindi naman ako nanggaling somewhere na parang it was so big and so easy. And it's so, gusto ko sanang sabihin yun, pero hindi. So it's very, very humbling and honoring to be hearing Attorney Yet say that it was the people's choice. And in fact, alam mo, naramdaman ko yun kanina kasi nag-picture taking kami. Tapos ang cute-cute nila talaga lahat. And if only I could take photos with everyone. Meron lang kasi kami, I think may mga nakaset up din attorney sa Zoom, no? Sayang nga. So, it felt really good. And I feel like that kind of love and warmth already my baby is feeling. Kasi imagine mo, ako nga nararamdaman ko na. I'm sure it's passed on to Elio as well.
Sorry, na-mute pala. Ayun, thank you, Dims, and congratulations ulit. For my second question for Attorney Yet, last year kasi we had a paracetamol shortage. So parang nag-trend a paracetamol brand. Parang for the understanding of consumers, ano ba yung difference ng branded and generic medicines?
Thank you, Kate. No, what a good question, and it's a question that I get asked a lot of times. The difference really is just the brand name, no? Iba yung names ng gamot, but if it's a generic equivalent and it's been approved by the FDA, no, for the Food and Drugs Authority, yun lang talaga ang difference, because the active ingredients should be the same and therefore the efficacy should be the same. So pareho yung epekto. So if we have to really look for another difference, I would say na another difference would be the pricing. Sa Generika, mas affordable ang generic medicines namin, no? If you will just go to our stores, you will find out na we can provide you savings of up to 85% pag ikukumpara mo sa presyo ng branded. So, but in terms of efficacy, in terms of active ingredients, they're actually just the same, Kate.
Thank you, Attorney. Congratulations again, Dimples.
Thank you, Ate Kate.
Thank you very much, Miss Kate Adaharang Grandom Republica. Now, Miss Dimples, we have received here a question from Miss Angelica Tordesillas of Metro Style. Ang question niya is, Miss Dimples, how would you summarize your pregnancy journey this time? How different is it from when you were pregnant daw with Alonzo? Usapang pregnancy?
Yeah, I know. You know what, Miss Angelica? This pregnancy, I know naman that every pregnancy is unique and different from one another. But I will tell you, interestingly, I have given birth and will be giving birth to 3 different generations. As you know, my firstborn, and I feel so blessed and lucky to be able to say that kasi bihira yung may nanay na ganun yung gap nila, diba? So imagine si Kali, I gave birth to her 2003. O di 2003 to 2000s yan. Si Alonzo, 2015 naman. So 11 years later to be exact. And now 2022 na. So iba na naman yung generation, and I can tell you. So if you ask me, Tuloy, I have so many insights in terms of the differences between these generations. Not even just the pregnancy, but the raising of the children alone is so different from one another. As a mom, I have to wear different kinds of hats. No? In the same way that my ginhawang Generika para sa lahat family would wear different hats. No? Kaya nga holistic siya. Because like for me, if I were to compare my journey as a mom and also as an endorser of ginhawang Generika para sa lahat, no, I would tell you that it is very, all the time you are nurturing, all the time nag-aalaga ka, all the time you are looking out for each other. But I will tell you that this pregnancy is quite challenging. In fact, the most challenging of all my pregnancies because Ilio is very strong. No? I have never had a child so strong before na pagkalagay ko nung, kaya pag nanonood ka ng TV, na ilagay ko yung elbow ko, nasisipa niya. Kala mo yun? Kaya niya yun? Sabi ko talaga, oh my God, pwede pala yun. And you know, the many surprises of being able to bear a child, how beautiful the journey, you know. That's why I always pray and say Thanksgiving because it's something that's truly, truly very dear to my heart. In fact, Ilio came as a surprise. He was not planned. I guess the Lord has different plans for all of us. And sabi niya siguro, oh, you're not yet finished. May pangatlo ka pang babies. Ako naman, I welcomed it with open arms. And this time with Ilio, I guess I will tell you, I'm very afraid. I guess because marami na akong alam dun sa first and second pregnancies ko. Minsan kasi the more you know, the more scared you are, di ba? But you know, I find comfort in knowing that a lot of people are there for me, that they're helping me out. And again, you know, to be able to say that, parang parallel nga dun sa nararamdaman ko with my Generika family. Nakakatakot ang mga panahon ngayon. Hindi mo na alam kung kanino ka pupunta, kung saan ka kakapit, kung ano ang pinakamakakatulong sa'yo sa araw-araw, lalo pag nagkakasakit ka. Pag nagkakasakit kasi tayo, may ginagamot na tayo. Ibig sabihin, pwedeng maagapan mo pa, pwedeng kinokontrol mo na lang, pwedeng magagamot mo pa. But at the end of the day, it is the people who will be there for you, to take care of you, and to look out for your welfare. Ang pinaka-importante sa lahat, na meron kang katuwang. Yun yung mensahe ng Generika sa ating lahat na hindi kayo nag-iisa. Meron kang katuwang pagdating sa pagbili ng gamot na abot kaya, dekalidad. And at the same time, imagine may plus services pa. As if kulang pa yung dekalidad at yung abot kayang gamot, may plus services ka pa. You will have a doctor with you. And even with my pregnancy, it is my doctors who would give me comfort. Yun kasi ang, 'di ba, ang talagang main service ng ating mga medical practitioners, 'di ba, to give us comfort and relief, ginhawa sa pakiramdam, knowing that, you know, you will be able to get through this not alone, but with somebody. Yun ang importante.
Ayan. Thank you very much for answering that, Ms. Dimples. Let's now move on to our next media. Let's call on now Mr. Robert Reguntina, the entertainment editor of Manila Bulletin.
Only, number one, meron pa rin threat ng pandemic. So, can we assure po ba yung mga customers na we have enough medicines para in case wag naman sana lumala yung pandemya uli, na we have enough supply ng mga popular medicines na related sa pandemic po? And second question, ilan po bang branches ng Generika?
Okay. Thank you, Robert. Now, to your first question,
Yes,
medyo mahaba na rin yung pandemic na naranasan natin, no? And we've seen yung ups and downs, no? There have been surges. Siyempre, pag may surge, people would really look for the medicines. And
Yes po.
pinakamalala yata na naging problema natin yung January, no? We saw a lot of stockouts for the leading brands. But I'm happy to note, no, na even during that time, kaya lang naman medyo nagpanik yung mga tao kasi they thought na yung leading brands lang ang available, no? And that's where we communicated na yung generics actually kasimbisa at marami niyan, no? Sa Generika we offer alternatives. So we've learned from those surges, no, how to plan better for our stocks. So we can assure our customers na we can be there, no? In case they need us. So that's ano. Ang importante din, Robert, is hindi lang yung availability. Sometimes pag may mga surges, no, matakot tayong lumabas ng bahay natin.
Yes.
And I'm happy to note, no, na one of the plus services that we provide at Generika also is you don't have to get out of your house. You can order online, no?
Yes.
Our stores are available online. They can access them through our Generika Drugstore app. You can download it sa Apple App Store and even sa Google Play. And so they can just get their medicines delivered, or they can schedule a pick-up. So para alam nila kung medyo tingin nila walang masyadong tao, they can just go to our stores and pick them up. Now to your second question,
number of branches.
How can you repeat that? Yung
The number of branches ng...
Ilan yung branches?
Ilan na po yung branches ng Generika?
Yeah, we are over 700 stores nationwide yan, Robert, no? As far as General Santos in Mindanao, Zamboanga in Mindanao, we're there, no? So from Luzon, Visayas to Mindanao, but what's important to note is that we locate in the communities. So nandun kami sa barangay, sa may terminal, no? So really accessible sa masa, sa mga customers namin, Robert.
Okay, thank you. Kay Miss Dimples naman, congratulations on your latest endorsement, Dimples.
Thank you, Sir Robert.
Dimples, I wanna 2 questions. Number 1, you have one of the most successful marriages sa showbiz, ano? More than 20 years, going strong. So ano ang gamot mo for a successful marriage?
For us, kasi kaka-anniversary lang namin ng asawa ko kahapon,
Yes,
and we were just talking about this. In fact, my husband and I, we've been together. If you were to add the 2 years that we were together before we got married, it would have been 21 already, right? But yesterday, to be exact, we have been married for 19 years, no? So I think hindi pa nga natawa kasi ako kasi yung asawa ko tsaka ako, I'm sure marami sa inyo would know that my husband and I would never even look at our marriage as a perfect one. And I think that's the key. That you should never have unrealistic expectations of your spouses. No? We are always bound to make mistakes. We are always bound to change as people. In fact, it is encouraged, no? Na magbago tayo bilang mga tao. Kasi pag sinasabi natin na nagbago ka na, pag inisip ko talaga, paano pag sinabi namin sa asawa ko yung nagbago ka na, by natural. Dahil if you're looking at forever, when it comes to a marriage, dapat yung salitang nagbago ka na will be looked upon as something that is positive. Okay. You are supposed to grow. And I think ang pinakagamot talaga dyan ay gusto ko sabihin pero natatawa kasi ako. For example, ang gamot, nilalagnat ka, no? Abay, pag nilalagnat ka, konting yakap-yakap lang sa asawa mo, masaya na yan siya. Kunwari, inuubo ka, abay, bigyan ng tubig ng marami. At kadalasan, ang mga asawa natin, inuubo lang yan pag may gustong i-add to cart, i-check out, inuubo bigla. Parang nagkakasakit bigla yung mga asawa natin pag may bibilin di ba? Syempre, pag may sakit yung asawa mo, may gustong bilhin, ibigay mo na. Ganun talaga. Ako sa totoo, ang marriage should be not give and take, but just give and give. Okay. If you were to look at it with taking, sometimes it becomes very selfish. Okay. And I feel like if you truly, like for my husband and I, at least it works for us. Kasi malayo din po yung agwat ng namin edad. Hindi lang halata kasi mukhang baget si Papa B Pero we have, I think, an 8-year gap. Hindi naman masyadong malaki, pero 8-year gap. My husband will always tell me, funny, this is very true though. Every time he wants to tell me something that he feels I will not like, he drinks water. And he keeps that water inside his mouth until he forgets what he was about to say. So may gusto siya sabihin sa akin na hindi maganda. Iinom siya ng tubig, at hahayaan lang niya yung tubig na yon, hindi niya lulunukin hanggat hindi niya nakakalimutan kung ano yung masama niya sasabihin. Ay di pagkatapos, Bati na kami kasi hindi na niya nasabi yung hindi niya magandang sasabihin. Hindi na ako na-hurt. And in the same manner, with me, with my husband, I always make sure that I put him first. He knows it.
Mm.
Sabi ko nga po dati, Sir Robert, pag yung asawa ko sinabi sa akin, mag-quit ako sa trabaho, wala tayong magagawa dyan. Kasi masyado na niya akong pinagbigyan sa totoo lang. He's been an amazing father to my children. And I cannot say I've been a super hands-on parent to my children eh. Kasi lagi akong wala, nasa teleserye ako palagi. But I try my best naman, no, to be with them, especially during the times that they need me most as a mom. Pero I think yun ang pinakagamot sa lahat, tubig. No? Para pag may sasabihin ka hindi maganda, inom ka na lang muna, tapos huwag mo na muna, mumugin mo, hayaan mo na sa bibig mo hanggat hindi mo masabi yung hindi. Kasi minsan, ang pinag-uugatan talaga ng away, ang mga salitang hindi magaganda. Diba?
Okay.
Thank you, Sir Robert. Sana nasagot ko kasi may mga gusto ko ako sabihin, pero si Boyet ang makakapagsabi ng maganda nun, hindi ako.
Okay, for my last question, okay. Your career din is going strong din as showbiz, more than 20 years na. So ano ang gamot for a successful showbiz career na parang sa'yo, parang wala ka intriga, parang your friends in showbiz love you. Parang, how do you do that? Anong gamot dyan?
Ang gamot po ay respeto.
Okay.
Respeto sa katrabaho, respeto sa sarili, respeto sa industriya. Kasi yung pagmamahal follows through if you respect someone and you respect the people that you work with. Nang kagaya nga ng Generika, para sa lahat, walang pili. Kasi alam naman po natin sa industriya natin, may mga estado tayong itinuturo di ba? May mga labels tayo para sa ating industriya, mapasa tao man or sa trabaho na ginagawa natin. Pero in the 25 years that I have been in this industry, dito na rin po ako lumaki. At yung nakita ko talagang gamot pagdating sa mahaba at steady at masaya at mabunga at maginhawang klase ng karera sa industriya natin ay respeto para sa isa't isa. If you respect yourself enough and if you respect the people you work with enough, yung respetong para sa lahat, you will be able to experience that kind of love. And alam mo, Sir Robert, napaka-blessed ko hindi lang po sa mga proyekto, pati sa trabaho, pati sa mga kaibigan sa trabaho ko. Kaya hindi tuloy ako makapaniwala dun sa sinasabing mahirap makahanap ng mga kaibigan sa industriya to kasi hindi ko po yun na-experience. Grabe pong magmahal yung mga kaibigan ko. Parang walang pitiw na pagmamahal at walang pinipili. Talagang napakalalim ng pagmamahal, pagsasamahan na nakasama ko. Kaya in the same way with all of my brand families and now Generika joining that roster, I apply the same, the same purpose, the same messaging, the same kind of care and respect that I have, not just for one of my brand families, but for all. Kasi, Sir Robert, I'm sure ikaw din, veterano ka na sa industriyang ito at ginagalang ka po namin, nire-respeto ka namin. I'm sure you would agree that respect would be one of the top.
This question from Reyma Devenza of abs-cbnnews.com for Miss Dimples. Miss Dimples, first off, happy anniversary. Kahapon pala ang anniversary. First off, ito ang question niya. Regarding pregnancy, ano pong plans after giving birth? Balik po ba agad siya sa paggawa ng serye or pahinga muna?
Hello, kapamilya Rema. Gusto ko po talagang sabihin na makakapagpahinga tayo. Pero yung katawan ko po at pag-iisip ko at puso ko ay sadyang hindi ata talaga nagdanais ng kahit na anong pahinga. I'm sure marami sa atin, if not all of us here on Zoom, would agree that even if we wanted to, we just can't. Kahit gusto kong sabihin na magpapahinga ako, magsisinungaling po ako sa inyo kapag sinabi ko yan. Kasi marami tayong responsibilidad sa buhay, lalong-lalo na si Ate Cali is in Australia studying aviation. So magpipiloto po yung panganay ko. Yung responsibilidad ko bilang ina, nakahati sa tatlo. Isang teenager, isang grade schooler, at isang newborn. And napagtanto ko na kahit pa gustuhin ko to focus as a mom of a newborn, just like many other moms out there, it is one of the most excruciating sacrifices you will have to do if you have children more than one. That you will have to wear different kinds of hats as a mom, and inaccept ko na po na talagang gugustuhin ko man. I guess I will be resting for a few weeks to recover and also to be with baby Iyo. But in the same manner, we also have to get back to work and make sure that our family will be provided for. As a tag team naman kami dyan ni Papa B. Pero sasabihin ko po sa inyo, hindi kasi mura ang pagpapaaral sa anak sa ibang bansa. Diyos ko po, para talaga ang mga dasal ko ngayon ay doble-doble napakahaba. Pero thank God po kahit papano ay naibibigay natin sa mga anak natin yung mga pangangailangan nila.
And that was from Rayma Devensa of ABS-CBNnews.com. Next up, we have here with us Nico Tuazon of pep.ph. Nico? I think he's in the room now, Sir Nico of pep.ph.
Sir Nico?
Hello po. Sorry, binigay ko yung questions ko. Ay, miss test. Akala ko babasahin na lang yung post. So, my first ayan po. My first question po, is your bunso ready? Siyempre your bunso is Alonso, di ba? Right?
Yes,
So, ready
yes.
ba siya maging kuya to your new son, Elio?
Oh, naku, Sir Nico, ready na yung bata. In fact, nagugulat nga ako. Inalagaan ko ng konti kasi hindi ko rin alam kung anong a-anticipate ko dahil medyo matagal din siyang bunso at bata pa. Si Kali po kasi, nung sinundan ni Alonso, 11 na. So medyo nakakaintindi na yung bata. Hindi na kailangan magselos, hindi na marunong mag-isip ng iba towards the younger sibling. Si Alonso inalagaan ko pero hindi. Sobrang excited niya. Sabi niya, Mommy, I want baby Ilio to look like me. I want to have a twin brother. And then in the morning, sasabihin niya, good morning, Ilio. Don't give mommy a hard time. Kanina bago ako umalis, sabi niya, Mommy, take care of baby Ilio for me today, okay? Make sure that you don't get too stressed that my brother will be stressed too. So sabi ko, ay, ang sarap naman talaga. Alam mo, the many blessings of a mom's life is to be able to have children who actually get along with one another.
Ayan, thank you. My next question po is, since you're on your last stage of pregnancy, what's your self-care routine like? And is it important for pregnant moms like you to have this kind of routine? Self-care.
Routine. Yes. Oh, alam mo, Sir Nico, sa totoo, I have started that self-care routine back when I was, I think, about to start kadenang ginto. Kasi medyo nakuha ko yung pagkabanidosa ni Danny Girl. Kasi sobrang banidosa niya. Syempre, bilang artista, minsan nakukuha mo yung mga traits, no? Buti na lang hindi yung pagiging mataray ang nakuha o yung pagiging banidosa lang. Gina tayo doon, di ba? So, ako naman, I think, for moms, ngayon ko na-realize yung pressure. Dati kasi hindi pa ako na-pressure na to take care of myself. Ngayon, iba na. When it comes to taking care of yourself, it's very important not just with how you look on the outside, but also on the inside. It's one of the reasons why I partnered, of course, with Generika, because I really love looking out for my health. If you are a breadwinner or somebody who takes care of other people, whether breadwinner ka o hindi, you're helping out the breadwinner, whichever it is, no? Basta meron kang designated na inaalagaan sa inyong pamilya, whether it is your children, your spouse, your mom, your dad, tito, tita, or yung mga nag-aalaga sa atin sa ating mga tahanan. Napaka-importante to have a self-care routine, no? Because at the end of the day, health truly is our wealth. Ngayon, more than ever, na-realize natin, lalo na yung pandemya, parang nagpaparamdam na naman eh. Di ba nakakatakot eh? Hindi ka pa tapos dun sa trauma nung 2 taon, 3 taon, eto na naman siya. And now, ang maganda dyan, we are now more prepared. Because alam na natin somehow yung ina-expect natin. And this is where, of course, ginahawang Generika para sa lahat comes along. Because now, you know that we can partner with Generika in terms of taking care of our families, no? And ako sa totoo, yung self-care routine not just is about skincare, not just about our hair, the way we look, our muscles, our, working out. It's really on the inside. You can't say that you are healthy just because you are looking healthy. You have to make sure that you are also healthy on the inside. And ngayon, we have that kind of partnership to be able to look out for each other. And yun, ako napaka-importante kasi pag mom ka of 3, oh my God, yung pressure talaga na konting sipon ko lang, ubo ko, hindi na ako pwedeng mag-shoot. Imagine that. At pag hindi ako pwedeng mag-shoot, hindi rin matutuloy ang shoot ng lahat. It will affect other people. And this doesn't just go for artistas alone, na. Lahat tayo. 'Di ba? Lahat tigil pagka merong nag-positive. Pagka merong sinipon, inubo, hindi pa sure kung positive o hindi, stop na tayo kagad. 'Di ba? It has paralyzed us enough. I think at this point, we have to assert ourselves and really say, okay, no, this time I'm taking care of my body. This time I'm taking care of my family's health. And of course, in doing so, you have to make sure that the partners that we choose na tutulong sa atin sa pagpapaginhawa ng buhay natin ito ay tunay na naglo-look out for all of us, di ba? Kumbaga, something that will really be of benefit to us. Kailangan unahin muna natin ang kalusugan natin more than anything para patuloy din tayong makapag-alaga at makapagbigay ginhawa sa mga taong umaasa sa atin.
Yung last question po. So since Kali returned home po from Australia recently, so may bago ba siyang mga stories for you about her experience living independently in Australia? And thank you.
Thank you, Nico. Yes, actually, to tell you, Kali was only here for 2 weeks because we had to shoot TVC for my other brand. No? The whole family naman yun. I think it's going to air July. I'm so grateful kasi kung hindi pa ngayon, hindi pa siya talaga uuwi. So, umuwi lang siya for that brand of ours. It will come out July. So, sana magkita-kita din tayo doon. But, she's now back in Australia. Oh, and the many beautiful stories that my child has told me and her dad. Because imagine, Kali went to Australia. Wala naman kami pong relative doon sa area niya. She lives on her own. She had to sleep on the floor because dapat kasama niya ang daddy niya. Kaso, ang visa ng daddy niya hindi pa lumalabas. Naka-student visa siya. So, siya, pinauna talaga namin. In fact, maraming nagtanong sa akin, paano daw namin kinakaya bilang magulang ang malayo sa aming anak. Kaya lang po, hindi ba ang trabaho naman talaga natin bilang mga magulang ay palakihin sila and eventually let them go. Let them go in the hopes that, we have already taught them well enough about life and what they are about to expect. And hayaan natin sila to grow their own wings. And in the case of my daughter, literally her own wings because she will be flying airplanes in, I think, less than 2 years. Yun na lang kasi yun dahil nag-start na siya mag-college dito pa lang. So, she will start flying, I think, July. Actual flying, July or August. So, I'm so proud of her. And then, ako ganun parang pagmahal mo yung tao, hayaan mo siya lang mag-grow, diba? At dapat yun masimulan natin sa ating mga anak.
Thank you so much po.
Thank you, Nico.
Alright, maraming salamat, Nico of pep.ph. Coming up next, meron naman tayo from One News PH. Nandito na si Mr. Von Belinario. Sir Von.
Attorney Joseph. Attorney Joseph, of course, alam naman natin, sunod-sunod ang pagtaas ng bilihin, ang presyo ng gas, lahat ng mga pangunahing goods. Sa industriya po ng pharmaceutical, kumusta po ang presyo ng mga gamot? Are we expecting din ba na tataas din ito in the coming days or months? Kumusta po ang presyo ngayon, attorney?
Thank you, Vonna. Actually, we are also not spared, no? Kasi a lot of our products, no, in the pharma industry as a whole, not just in Generika, imported siya, no, mostly from India. So we, may mga logistical requirements, no, in dollars, tumataas na rin. So we are starting to see yung increase ng presyo coming from our suppliers, no, advisories from our suppliers. That's why at this time, no, yung budget ng household is really tightening. Kasi pag tumaas yung presyo ng gas, lahat ng basic commodities susunod na yan. No? We understand na there are certain trade-offs na kailangan medyo magtitipid tayo sa ganitong bagay just to make sure, no, na yung mga essentials nabibili natin. Ang mensahe namin sa Generika is at this point in time, yung health ng family need not take a backseat. No? Kasi hindi naman kailangan mahal yung gamot. No? Hindi kailangan masakit, magkasakit. Ang kailangan lang natin ma-educate yung mga kababayan natin, no, na again, there is a generic equivalent na pwedeng alternatibo sa mga nakasanayang leading brands. So hopefully with Dimples with us, no, as our brand ambassador, our hope and our confidence is that we will be reaching more people, and so that more Filipinos can access us at this point in time, where we really are seeing the crunch, no, brought about by this rising, inflation, gas prices, and the rise in the basic commodities sa bahay, sa household. But again, our health need not take a backseat. Meron pong abot-kayang gamot na dekalidad sa Generika para sa mga kababayan natin.
Wow, that's good to hear, Attorney, no? And ako, thank you so much for that, Attorney. Next question ko po ay para kay Miss Dimples. Miss Dimples, congratulations on this new endorsement. And ito, Miss Dimples, recently lang ang daming, yung mga posts nyo about your baby shower, pinusuan talaga ng netizens, ng fans ninyo, and naging pinag-usapan din siya online because nandun din yung mga kaibigan ninyo sa showbiz. Sila Bea, sila Angel, the Thursday group, tama ba? From One More Chance. Oo, diba? So ito, Miss Dimples, paano kayo nagbibigay ng ginhawa sa mga kaibigan ninyo sa showbiz? And how do you take care of each other, especially amid the pandemic?
I love the question. Natutuwa ako, Sir Bon, kasi paano nga ba tayo nagbibigay ng ginhawa bilang kaibigan, no? And, in the same manner that I was telling you kanina, that si Kuya Alan was right, no? That I would never say yes to a brand endorsement that do not share my values as a person. Kasi sino ba tayo kung wala yung mga values natin, di ba, sa buhay? Lahat naman ng ginagawa natin ay base sa mga yon. Siguro yung pagbibigay, kasi inisip ko rin yan sabi ko, bakit ba mahal na mahal ako nitong mga kaibigan kong ito? Alam mo, sa totoo, nahihiya ako sa ganyan kasi gumagastos sila, may times. Alam mo ba, busy-busy yung mga kaibigan kong yan. Sino pang pinaka mga busy? Yun pa ang mga aligaga. Nung gender reveal party ako, if you remember, no, when we did the gender reveal party, there's a reason why we called it a gender reveal party and not a baby shower party, because I discourage giving gifts. Dahil iniisip ko, simple lang naman yung kailangan ng baby ko at kahit pa paano meron naman na kami nun sa bahay. Pag pangatlo na kasi yung anak mo, hindi mo na gustong masyadong maraming gamit at sa totoo, nahihiya din ako dahil pandemya ngayon. Ayoko talagang nakaka-receive ng mga regalo hanggat maaari, lalong-lalo na yung ipaprompt ko pa na magregalo. Kaya alam nila yan. Ang cute nga nila Angel sa kanila Bea kasi ang ginawa nila, mga libro ang mga pinag-gifts nila. Kasi kilala na nila ako na, naku, parang nakaabala pa, pero hindi sila ganon bilang mga kaibigan Yung pagmamahal nila, tunay, yung bukal sa loob nila, yung masaya talaga sila na masaya ako, na mapapasaya nila yung pamilya ko, and to be honored by such big stars like themselves. Up until this moment, I couldn't believe, no, na itong mga kaibigan kong ito will really take the time, no, to make me happy, to honor my child. At pangatlong anak ko na to they have been doing this ever since. Si Bea is actually the ninang of Kali. Imagine mo, ganun katagal na kaming magkaibigan. Ninang talaga niya sa binyag si Kali. Si Jel ay ninang naman ni Alonso. So kung tutuusin, pag inisip mo, hindi nila kailangan gawin to para kay Ilyo. But they still did. Because that is what family would do for one another. Paginhawain ang buhay mo, and to tell you that I share the same values that my Generika family, give out there, the message that they have. To tell you that I share with them that same value is a total understatement. Kulang na kulang ang salita para masabi ko na pareho kami ng pakiramdam, no? Palagay ko, ang pagbibigay ng ginhawa sa kaibigan is just the same way as what my Generika family would do to the Filipino families, is to just be there for them. You know? To be there for them. Kasi ganong klase ng pagbibigay ginhawa ang alam ko sa buhay eh. Yung pag may nangangailangan, nandun ka para sa kanila. At hindi ibig sabihin nun ay pagdating lang sa material, pagdating lang, hindi eh. It's a holistic kind of friendship. It's a holistic kind of relationship. Much like what Generika is willing to give to all the Filipino families. No? Not just to give them alternatives when it comes to dekalidad na gamot at abot kayang gamot, but also to provide medical practitioners such as our partner doctors to be there, somebody they can talk to, somebody who will give them comfort, tell them na, don't worry, you're not alone. Kung masama pakiramdam mo, let's check you and make sure na may gamot na meron dito, mabibili mo sa abot kayang halaga, 'di ba? And I think that's exactly what I try to do with my friends over the years. Hindi mo naman din kasi yan, pag yung value na yan ay innate sa'yo, hindi mo yan ginagawa kasi on purpose. Hindi mo yan parang, hindi, ito yung gagawin ko para sa mga kaibigan ko, para love nila ako. Hindi ganun eh. Innate yun para sa'yo eh. Pagka ikaw ay pinalaki na punong-puno ng pag-aalaga, pag-aaruga, yun din ang love language na alam mo. Yun din ang language na sasabihin ng puso mo na ito ang tamang gawin. Kasi ito ang dapat. Itong klase ng pagmamahal ang meron ako para sa mga kaibigan ko na walang hinihintay na kapalit. At alam nila yun. Naku, yung mga kaibigan kong yan, Diyos ko, tagal-tagal na sa industriya nga ito. Kung iisipin mo nga, sabi ko, napakabait nitong mga kaibigan ko. Nag-baby shower sila, lahat sila nandoon. Alam mo yung iba lang kasi hindi nakarating dahil ngayon kasi uso ang lock-in. Diba, naka-lock-in pa. So a lot of the other ninongs and ninangs were not able to come only because, of course, for safety protocols as well. But again, I'm very blessed and glad na that kind of ginhawa I get to give to my friends. And siguro nararamdaman din talaga nila kaya din ganun. Ang pagmamahal naman, pag-aaruga at ginhawa na binibigay mo sa pamilya mo or sa kaibigan mo, bumabalik yan ng kusa eh. It's like a kindness chain, no?
Correct.
It goes around.
Talagang nakakainggit yung friendship ninyo, Miss Dimples. Talagang friendship goal ng ng netizens and ng fans.
Naku, kung nandun ka pa, Sir Bon, ang saya-saya. Nagkakantahan yung mga tao. They really truly were celebrating.
Totoo. Looking at your videos and pictures, kami mismong tagahanga, taga-subaybay ninyo, we're happy kung ano mang merong friendship meron kayo. Kasi nasaksihan din namin yon for so many years. And with that, congratulations, Miss Dimples, sa lahat ng blessings na nakukuha mo. And we're looking forward sa pagdating ni baby number 3.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And next question, this one is coming from Miss G. Trilliana. She is the entertainment editor of Malaya. This is for Miss Dimples. Miss Dimples, can you say that preparing for giving birth for a third time is easier? What advice do you give friends who are pregnant or want to be moms daw?
Nako, it's not at all easier. If not, parang mas nakakatakot pa nga. Kasi mas marami na tayong alam ngayon. There are pros and cons of knowing eh. 'Di ba? May mga minsan pag alam mo na kung gaano kasakit, parang may medyo nadadagdagan yung takot mo at gustuin ko mang sabihin na ready ako. Di po totoo yun. Pero at the same time, no, because I know that I have a whole village, if not a whole community supporting me in giving birth, that gives me a lot of comfort as well. That gives me a lot of relief. Lahat ng ginhawa. Lahat nga ng pagpapaginhawa binigay na sa akin, kaya parang nakakahiya talaga. Yung alam mo yun, minsan parang iniisip mo, deserving ba ako nito? But again, my Generika family, just like what they believe in, would always say na ang ginhawa ay walang pinipili, ito ay para sa lahat. And that's exactly how I feel at the moment, no? Preparing for giving birth is not half as hard. Sa totoo lang, mas nakakatakot pa nga magpalaki ng bata eh, kaysa sa panganganak. Para sa akin kasi yung pagpapalaki ng bata, responsibilidad yan sa araw-araw. Kaya kailangan ready ka bilang magulang sa mga iba't ibang challenges na ibabato sa'yo. Alam naman natin ang mga anak natin, kahit nanggaling yan sa isang sinapupunan, ay hindi magkakapareho. Magkakaiba silang lalaki, magkakaiba sila ng needs. And I think that's more frightening for me, more than anything. Pero siguro yung advice ko sa lahat ng mga mommies, mga gustong maging mommies, tatagan niyo po ang inyong mga loob. At lalo pang paigtingin ang ating mga pagdadasal. At the end of the day, when we have our faith as strong as our love for our families and our love for those who love us back, will always be, something that we can always rely on and count on, especially during the toughest of times. Kasi na-realize ko po, as you know, in my marriage and in my family life, it has not been perfect. Even in my career. No, there will always be challenges, and sometimes the challenges will not appear to you as challenges. They will appear as if, they're just there. Every day it's going to happen to you, or every day it's not going to happen to you. And it's the weight that actually affects you. But at the end of the day, as I keep on saying today, it is the value of the people around you who will make you feel strong enough to withstand any kind of storm or challenge as a mom man or hindi pa. Kasi marami naman I would like to acknowledge na maraming iba't ibang klase ng pagiging ina. Kaya, we are never boxed as women. We are, we are entitled to our own choices.